Participation in local government is down pretty much everywhere. Fewer people run for office, lots of uncontested races, very few members of the public attend local town or county regular meetings, and fewer people cover those meetings, as journalism has suffered huge cuts over the last 20 years. So what happens when a local government tries to be transparent and proactive and invite the public to see firsthand what they're up to? We find out on today's Story of the Day.
Support for Story of the Day comes from Clarkson University, offering over 95 programs of study with campuses in the Hudson Valley, Central, and Northern New York. More at clarkson.edu.
Hey, I'm David Sommerstein. It's Friday, June 13th. First up, we got a possible preview of next year's governor's race yesterday. Governor Kathy Hochul sparred with North Country Congresswoman Elise Stefanik at a congressional hearing about immigration. Jimmy Vielkind reports for the New York Public News Network.
Hochul and two other Democratic governors were grilled for more than 5 hours by the GOP-controlled House Oversight Committee. Representative Elise Stefanik, a Republican from the North Country, is considering a run against Hochul next year. Stefanik asked Hochul about undocumented immigrants arrested for high-profile crimes.
We deserve a governor who stands up for law-abiding New Yorkers, doesn't put illegals first, but actually puts New Yorkers first. I appreciate
rather than going after the viral moment, I suggest you look at the facts.
Hochul says the state cooperates with ICE. She's also ordered state employees not to ask about people's immigration status in most cases. In Albany, I'm Jimmy Vielkind for the New York Public News Network.
State lawmakers in Albany want to make it illegal to have sex with someone who's too intoxicated to consent. Jung-Yoon Han from the New York Public News Network has that report.
New York law currently makes it illegal to have sex with someone who was drugged or had their drink spiked by someone else. But existing law does not deal with situations where somebody voluntarily consumes drugs or alcohol to the point where they cannot clearly express consent. Assemblymember Jeff Dinowitz says that's a loophole in state law.
And so cases where an individual was voluntarily intoxicated, we refer to it as the voluntary intoxication exclusion, they weren't being prosecuted because the law didn't say it was a crime, essentially.
That's why Dinowitz is sponsoring a bill that would make it illegal to have sex with someone who is too intoxicated to be able to clearly express their consent or lack of it. A number of prosecutors across the state are backing the bill. They say it would protect sexual assault survivors who say they were taken advantage of and allow the state to go after abusers. The bill passed in the state Senate and is now being considered in the Assembly. In Albany, I'm Jung-Yoon Han for the New York Public News Network.
A man fishing in Messina recently set a new record for the largest fall fish caught ever in New York. According to the DEC, angler Alex Pitorodecki of Peekskill reeled in a 4-pound, 1-ounce fall fish from the St. Lawrence River last month. NewYorkUpstate.com reports that it beat the previous record by half a pound, with the fish measuring over 20 inches in length. Fall fish are the largest minnow species native to New York State. This record comes just 10 days after another angler caught a record-breaking channel catfish in Lake Ontario. This past April, St. Lawrence County celebrated National County Government Month with an open house. The idea was to invite the community to learn more about what county government actually does and all the ways it serves them. Our reporter Kathleen Wheeler stopped by, but few other people did. Here's her story.
I step into the lobby of the St. Lawrence County Human Services Building. Usually, people are running in and out of the many county offices. But today, the first thing I see is a garage sale's worth of antiques.
This is an apothecary sort of comparator balance.
Adam Simmons is the director of the St. Lawrence County Department of Weights and Measures. He's pointing to a tool with 2 small plates dangling from metal chains, like the scales of justice.
This is from 1910 when the department first started. This was something that we used up until, maybe 5-10 years ago.
Simmons doesn't usually work here in the lobby, but today, St. Lawrence County is hosting an open house. It's a chance for each department to give the public more insight into what they do. That's good for Simmons, who runs a relatively unknown office. He calls Weights and Measures the unseen third party to every commercial transaction in the county.
Basically anything that people buy or sell off from, whether by mass, volume, or linear measure, we're responsible to test those devices at least once a year.
That means some days Simmons checks that gasoline pumps are dispensing the correct amount or confirms that a 2-pound bag of potatoes is actually 2 pounds. But other departments are using this event as an opportunity to show that their public image isn't all they are.
There's a lot of really good things that go on every day that the public don't know about.
Joseph Sieber is the head of St. Lawrence County's Department of Social Services. He says most people think of his department as child protective services.
I keep in mind that generally when we are interacting with the public, it's because they're having a bad day. People don't come to us when everything's going right. And that's why we're here. That's what's called social services. We're here to serve.
Sieber is sitting next to 100 pack-in plays stacked under the lobby's staircase. They're passing them out to anyone who wants one. He says his department helps people get back on their feet, whether it's applying for food, heating, or cooling assistance programs, Medicaid, or child and adult services.
We work every day to really try and be there for the community and help people out. I work with the school districts. We work with community centers, all the different agencies around.
Around the first floor, more departments have set up stations with activities. It's like speed dating for local government. But there are few takers. I've been going to county meetings all year long, and this is the norm. Not many people show up. Here in the county and around the country, civic participation is declining. It's helping fuel more polarization and distrust and hurting our ability to solve problems. Over in one corner, public health is asking kids to draw what they'd pack for an emergency and post it on an easel.
Flashlights, water bottles, their bed, food for themselves and for their pets.
2 teens representing the Youth Bureau are signing residents up for the Safe Driving Initiative.
500 is our goal, and right now we're at 388.
Right across, the Office for the Aging is showing off robotic pet companions, including the Walker Squawker, a stuffed bluebird that fits in the palm of your hand.
Do you like the bird? The bird is polarizing.
Upstairs, the Board of Elections has brought out a voting machine for an election, of sorts. County Democratic Election Commissioner Jenny Bacon hands me the classic I voted sticker.
It's just a fun ballot to vote for your favorite ice cream, your favorite fast food, your favorite sport, streaming, music artists, and the season. And then we have a proposition on the back to change to a 4-day week at school.
Out of the building and across the parking lot, a large white trailer is buzzing. A camera surveils the Stewart's gas station a half-mile down the road. I can read the license plates on cars getting gas on a monitor.
This is our dispatch center on wheels.
St. Lawrence County's dispatch manager, Tammy Sapp, welcomes me in for a tour.
This can either be the TV or it can be, if they use the cameras outside, it can be displayed up there as well. Did you see the cameras that were out here?
I did.
Same thing. We can put them in here. Oh. So you can zoom around and look. If there was a missing person and they know it's in a specific area, they could use it for that.
Sapp says they bring this out to the scene of major incidents so emergency services can coordinate with each other. By the end of the evening, I've collected pamphlet after pamphlet and met dozens of county staff. I had their complete attention. I was one of the few who showed up, beyond the handful of employees who brought in their families for a quick drive by each booth. But Alexa Backus-Chase, who runs the Youth Bureau and helped organize this event, says that's to be expected. It's the first time the county has done this. She says it's a success anyway.
You know, it's just really nice to be able to see our departments coming together and supporting one another for a great event like this.
She says that's a great outcome too, turning it into a celebration of the teamwork that keeps the county running. Catherine Wheeler, North Country Public Radio in Canton.
We have more news all the time and through the weekend on our website, ncpr.org. Music today by Evan Veenstra of Gananoque, Ontario, and Michael Hart and Ramon Vasquez of Malone. Have a great weekend. I'm David Summerstein, North Country Public Radio.